Love is Love America is the beginning of a new era of equal discrimination in America. Love is Love. America wakes up under a new era of equal marriage in all states in time for Pride weekend as thousands of homosexual couples prepare to tie the knot. Thousands of same-sex couples across America are lining up to get married following the Supreme Court's landmark decision. It came as millions across the planet began celebrating Pride weekend by staging parades and marches. Within hours of the court's decision on Friday, couples across the country were already being issued marriage licenses. The landmark ruling, delivered just in time for Pride weekend festivities in San Francisco and New York City, says that the 14th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution guarantees gays and lesbians must have the same right to marry as heterosexuals. Buildings and landmarks, including the Empire State and Niagara Falls, were lit up as rainbows in the aftermath. Revelers cheer from the sidelines in downtown Cincinnati, Ohio, during the Pride Parade on Saturday. Pam Kravitz rides her bubble bath through the city during the parade taking place hours after the Supreme Court passed a landmark decision. TV star Minty Kaling also captured a fire rainbow that had mysteriously appeared in the sky on Friday afternoon. Despite the new law of the land, however, some are still refusing to grant marriage licenses, including Governor Bobby Jindal, who said that the state of Louisiana will not recognize gay marriage at this time. The High Court gave the losing side some 3 weeks to ask for reconsideration. The 14 states that had banned gay marriage are Alabama, Arkansas, Georgia, Kentucky, Louisiana, Michigan, Mississippi, most of Missouri, Nebraska, North Dakota, Ohio, South Dakota, Tennessee, and Texas. Carl Tobias, a University of Richmond, Virginia, law professor, said political opponents of same-sex marriage will likely push legislation to expand religious freedom and to aim at protecting those who don't want to participate in actions that facilitate same-sex marriage. But states such as Louisiana, however, realizes that they will eventually have to start complying with this ruling. Our agencies will have no choice but to comply with the Supreme Court's decision when the Fifth Circuit Court orders the ruling into effect, even though we disagree with it and believe it was wrongly decided, and has nothing to do with the Constitution, said Mike Reed, Jindal's spokesman. Until the mandate from the lower court is issued, this ruling is not yet in effect. Meanwhile, in Kansas, where some counties have continued to refuse to comply with federal rulings that gay couples could marry, the Attorney General and Governor Sam Brownback said they would study the Supreme Court ruling further before making any moves in a lawsuit over the state's voter-pass ban. An ACLU official said the state leaders should admit defeat. Officials at the county courthouse in Toledo, Ohio, called in another minister to perform same-sex marriages Friday because the rotating minister on duty wouldn't marry gay couples, said the Reverend Sandra Frost, who married the first couple around noon. Some county clerks in other states refused gay couples, citing a 3-week grace period allowed by the Supreme Court or forms now out of date that specify bride and groom. In Texas, Denton County Clerk Julie Luke also refused gay couples who showed up to apply for licenses on Friday. She later told the Denton Record Chronicle she needed legal guidance to understand what she was supposed to do when couples applied for a license. Texas Governor Greg Abbott was clear to state that while he did not agree with the ruling, he expected the decision to be carried out in the state by all employees. Many in Alabama were also outraged with the new law, though Governor Robert Bentley said the state must comply with the ruling. I agree with 81% of the people of Alabama who believe that marriage is between one man and one woman, said Governor Bentley according to AL.com. Despite the court's ruling this morning, I have not changed my mind. He then added, "We will always obey the law. We will follow the rule of law." The religious right legal group he created, the Foundation for Moral Law, wrote on Facebook, "Not only does the U.S. Supreme Court have no legal authority to redefine marriage, but also at least two members of the court's majority opinion were under a legal duty to recuse and refrain from voting. Their failure to recuse calls into question the validity of this decision." They now claim they will fight the ruling and likely file a petition for rehearing. Mississippi is another state that has asked clerks not to issue marriage licenses. Louisiana and Mississippi have both found ways to at least temporarily delay issuing licenses at this time, as Supreme Court rulings generally take 25 days to go into effect. Mississippi was also waiting until a lower court lifted a stay to start granting licenses to couples. Almost all of those who disagree with the decision in the GOP have no desire to fight or challenge the ruling, however, though there are some, like Governor Jindal, hoping for a reversal. In the 25 days it takes the law to go into effect, the Supreme Court could be petitioned for a rehearing, something Louisiana is hoping will happen soon. At the same time, the Times-Picayune reports, the Jindal administration has said Louisiana's state government won't recognize gay marriage until a lower court rules on the issue. The Fifth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals has taken up a gay marriage case, but was waiting on the Supreme Court ruling before moving forward with it.